we'll get more broader. I've read that. I saw this. I know that you think that we've been Joe Exotic out. But me, I like to stay on top of it. I want to see it all. I want to see bonus coverage. I want to see more interviews. I want to see more hands and appendages bitten off, hands, fingers, digits. Uh, Rumor has it that Nick Cage is going to be the star, the lead of the movie that they're going to make. I thought the whole, because they did the bonus one when they interviewed everyone, they said who would play you if they were to make a movie. But did they always have a movie in mind, or is this just something that's been manifesting prior to creating this Netflix series?
Well, that's the thing is, I don't think it's a movie. I think it's a Netflix series. I don't know if it'll be a limited series, and I don't know. Part of me, this is going to go into a whole different area here, but part of me wanted a movie, but then the other part of me says, well, you could do if you did a 6-part mini series. That's like 6 movies in one. You know, I mean, that's like 6 hours worth of a movie rather than one 2.5-hour movie or 2-hour movie. So, I mean, I don't think this was ever in the cards. I think this is all because of the pandemic. Dude, the Tiger King came right. It just lightning struck this thing, man. If this pandemic didn't happen, especially this was early on when everybody was still in good spirits and everybody was like, oh, cool. Because everybody thought this thing was going to last for like a week or two, you know, and everybody started their 1 to 2 week vacation. They threw their heels up and said, let's watch some weird stuff on Netflix. And then they found Tiger King and then it exploded. So it had to happen. Is Nick Cage the person anybody had in mind? I
No.
don't think so.
I,
But will he do a good job? I do think so.
and again, I think it was Nick Cage part of the who was it that they had mentioned in, or we had mentioned in our Good Bad Movies wrap up with, along with Brendan Fraser. It was Nick Cage, about guys who would start in movies that aren't very good repeatedly, which Nick Cage has done some good stuff. Man, it's just like they're gonna have to do something with the stash, and that I know it's not hard to recreate, but I almost feel like you'd be benefiting yourself as a producer or a director to have someone who already has something like that going, kind of like a Wolfman Jack.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Nick Cage, you saw him. What was the movie he was in? Con Air. I mean, you see what he looked like. Once you start adding all of these weird facial accoutrements, like anybody could, I could look like Tiger King. You could look like Tiger King. As soon as you put a Hulk Hogan mustache on anybody, they don't look like themselves anymore. They look like something else. So, look, bottom line, the only thing that's going to weird me out a little bit, but Nick Cage, people forget, he is an Oscar winner. It's the Nick Cage voice. Like, as long as that doesn't seep through in his performance, then I think we'll be all right. But that Joe Exotic voice is so unique.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I from a looks perspective, I thought Dax Shepard would have fit the bill better than anybody.
Yeah.
Um, I know that what's his face, Rob Lowe was vying for it. He looked a little too old for the part though, and yeah, I don't think he has the acting chops. Rob Lowe is a B TV star at this point.
But as you say, he's too old. Joe, well, Joe Exotic, Joe Maldonado is in his mid to late 50s now, right?
Yeah, but I don't know, but there's something odd about the way Rob Lowe looks now. Like, he still looks good for his age, but he looks like a guy who's had some stuff done to continue to look good. Like, and I'm not saying he's had plastic surgery, but maybe too many balms and creams rubbed into that skin. It just, I don't know, there's something unnatural about him now that he's finally gotten to this point, but still looks good. But Nick Cage, I don't know. Nick Cage is pretty ageless, and he's about the same age. And if you go back to Raising Arizona, that was kind of that was like the Tiger King, before the Tiger King story.
Shit. Well, I'm curious now as to when they're going to make this, or if I mean, they can't film anything now, but
True.
I mean, can you turn something like this over in a year or less?
Did you see what they were working with? I mean, there's not a whole lot of, unless they go overboard. And if they go overboard, I think they'll ruin it. Look, I mean, the whole setting was just an outdoor setting. Yeah, you had some big cats. So it's basically Your only setting you really need are shacks and chain link fence. I mean, there's not much else to it.
Jax.
Eh,
You mean hold on, like Shaquille O'Neal's? Because he
Yes, you,
did
you
visit
need
that.
Shaquille O'Neal impersonators just lining the entire property and perimeter around him. And in fact, Shaq was in the stupid series anyway.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of celebs. Nick fucking. It's. I mean, I'm more curious to see how the product turns out rather than who performs as these people. I mean, obviously, I don't think I could cast any better than anybody else. I'm sure Nick Cage will do a great job. I'm sure that he'll, the knee brace. I just want to see the knee brace in the little.
The walking cane.
Yeah, was his knee that fucked up? Was he just kind of one of those guys chronic knee problems that likely would have needed a replacement in 10 years? I never really.
Oh no, John Ranke, the guy with no legs, said he got fucked up good by a tiger, and so yeah, he probably tore the shit out of his knee doing something. So it's kind of a shame because I don't know, it kind of does make the ensemble, I guess, in retrospect. But I mean, with all the crazy outfits that guy wore, it was almost a shame that at the end of getting dressed and ready, he had to strap on this big obnoxious knee brace and walk around with that cane because he seemed pretty able-bodied even with that.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. There were some times where he would get around with, and I guess that's one of those things that's more comfort over appearance. Yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I can walk, but god damn
But
it.
my question is this though, like how are they going to do the series? Because I mean content-wise, because we've already seen the docudrama version of Tiger King. So are they going to do like The Office? You know, like an office style thing where it's like the daily activities and like in the prime of them running the shit shed,
Mhm.
if you will, or are they going to do like I don't know? It'd almost be cool to see them do like fantasy drama, like fill in the gaps of all the hypotheticals that they talked about, like Joe sitting in like a room with like the potential hitman, like I want that bitch dead. Here's $3,000. You know, like the whole scheme like unraveling before your eyes. Or do they just remake what they've already shown us and just make it funny because it's fake?
A theatrical rendition of what we just saw via Netflix. I don't know. I do like the idea of handing that guy $3,000 and him skating off to God knows where with hookers and cocaine.
Yeah, I don't know. This needs to happen. I think within the next year or so, or the shine's gonna wear off of Tiger King sooner or later. It's not like I don't think I'm ever gonna go back and rewatch it. You
No,
know, like it was great to kind of be on the roller coaster, but then you got off and like that was fun, but I'm not getting back on that ride again.
no,
I'm not waiting 3 hours for that thing to fire me around again.